the Battle of Badr, the battle that changed the world? Imagine, you're standing in the middle of a vast desert. The wind blows, dust dances in the air. In the distance, you can see the enemy army 3 times your number, and you know, this isn't just a war. This is a battle between faith and oppression. This is the Battle of Badr. After the migration to Medina, the Muslims lived under immense pressure. The Quraysh trade caravans from Mecca passed by, while they were being plundered, expelled, and tortured. Until one day, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, decided, it's time for us to stand up. The target, a large Quraysh caravan carrying looted goods from the Muslims. The Muslim army numbered only 3. The Quraysh, on the other hand, came with a full complement of 1,000 soldiers. If this were a modern strategy game, the score would already look very lopsided. But, in this small team, there was something the Quraysh lacked: faith and conviction. The night before the battle, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, did not sleep. He prayed with his hands raised high, tears falling onto the sand. "O Allah, if this army perishes, there will be no one to worship you on this earth." Imagine, the supreme leader. But he wasn't thinking about himself, but rather the mission of faith for all humanity. That morning, the sky was blazing red. 2 armies faced each other in the valley of Badr. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, took a handful of sand, threw it at the enemy, and said, "Their faces will be defeated," and a battle began that would change the history of the world. The Quraysh attacked with great confidence, but they didn't know. Help from heaven had arrived. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, called out, "Rejoice, for Allah has sent angels to help you." Just imagine -313 ordinary soldiers against 1,000 heavily armed men, but the result? The Quraysh were utterly defeated, 70 killed, 70 captured, and the rest fled. This wasn't just a military victory. It was proof that faith can conquer all. In today's world, the Battle of Badr would be like a small esports team versus a professional team. The equipment was vastly different, but this small team had a spiritual buff directly from God. Imagine the Quraysh army boasting epic armor, while the Muslims relied solely on faith, makeshift swords, and sincere prayers. But that's precisely the most powerful cheat code. The Battle of Badr wasn't just about winning or losing. It was about faith within limitations. Sometimes we feel defeated because of numbers, strength, or capital. But the story of Badr teaches us one important lesson. If you are with the truth, you are never truly alone. There was Bilal, who had been tortured by Umayyad ibn Khalaf, and at Badr, he finally faced his own oppressor. There was Ali ibn Abi Talib, young, brave, and brave enough to challenge anyone on the battlefield. There was Abu Bakr, who faithfully accompanied the Prophet Muhammad, and there were other companions, without great names, but with hearts as big as the heavens. When the battle was over, the dry sands of Badr were now covered in blood and tears. But above all, the sound of the Takbir Islamic call shook the valley. Allahu Akbar. Victory belongs to Allah. From the fields of Badr, a generation was born that shook the world with faith, knowledge, and courage. Today, we are not on a battlefield like Badr, but every day, we continue to fight against laziness, against lies, against lust. The victory of Badr is not just history. It is a reflection that every struggle requires faith, patience, and courage. So, the question is, what is your Badr today? If you enjoyed this story, don't stop here. Also watch other videos at Space Insights, Muslim Technology in the Golden Age, Little Animal Curiosity, animals mentioned in the Quran, Little Islamic Heroes, the story of Little Ali ibn Abi Talib, Global Tech Update, GTU, Advanced Technology in the Modern Muslim World. Click subscribe, turn on the bell, and become part of the big family of Islamic struggle history. Because history is not the past, but a guide to the future.